NotebookLM and Google Gemini just launched a bunch of brand new upgrades that are going to completely blow your mind. By the end of this video, we're going to go through each and every one of these updates. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and they only keep getting more and more important, so please don't skip any of these. Now, the first change we need to discuss is going to be to NotebookLM. Now, this might seem like a minor change right here, but this has major consequences and major results. So if we click in here, we can now see that, let's say that we have something created like this attribution map right here. Now, when we actually click into the things that we've created, we're now going to see view prompt and view source. And if we click on this, this is now literally going to show us exactly what prompt was used in order to create things. In this situation, it's a mind map. And then it also shows us exactly what sources were used. And this is going to be incredibly powerful because, one, this allows you to see what NotebookLM is actually doing in order to create things so that you could customize it, you could change it, or you could adapt it to your needs. And it also lets you remember what sources things were actually made out of. And if you're using like 30 different sources, some of them might actually get left out, but you might not see that. And as a result, you'll now be able to see it because when you click on anything, you're going to be able to see both the source and the prompt that was used. And it works for most of these different things, not just mind maps. If we come over here, we could see I created this video overview. If I click in here, again, we could see exactly what prompt was used. We could see exactly what source was used. If we click on iterate right here, this will actually allow us to go through and then we could change what we want based on what we saw in that initial prompt. So maybe we want to add in a negative prompt, which is going to be, hey, don't do this, or avoid doing this. Or maybe we want to change things or we want to add on it. We could do that incredibly easily, literally by just clicking on this right here. We're going to copy this right here. We'll now be able to come over into iterate. We could add this in here and we could change it. We could add to it. We could adapt it. We can make it longer. We can make it shorter. And what's also pretty cool is they also now go through and actually automatically prompt you with different things that you were going to be able to add. But that's not the only change to NotebookLM. If we come over here, we could also see another update to NotebookLM that just came out. We can now keep our sources up to date with automatic drive syncing. So we could see all the different sources that we could actually add into NotebookLM. For example, if we come back over here, we can see that you could add in sheets, you could add in docs, you could add in slides, you could add in all these different things. So if I actually click on create notebook right here, or I just click into one of these, what you're going to notice is that this lets us add in all of these different sources. If we click right here, we could see all the different things like a document, a Google Sheet, a Google Task, Google Slides, all of those different things. In the past, what would happen is if you actually made a change to the document or to whatever, it wouldn't actually update inside of the notebook. You would actually have to come in here and you would have to re-upload it, which is kind of a pain if you were adding in data sources or things that are dynamic and changing. But now, as we could see, the sources are automatically going to be kept up to date with automatic drive syncing inside of NotebookLM, which is a huge change. In addition to that, if you come to labs.google, they just dropped a bunch of brand new labs right here. We could see they have AI Edge Eloquent, which is an AI writing tool that transforms raw, unpolished speech into well-crafted, easy to understand text. They have Dream Beans right here, which is going to provide personalized collections of stories each day, covering the things that matter the most to you, which is pretty cool. They have Literature Insights right here, which is a tool to help you find papers, structure data tables, and create artifacts like reports, slide decks, and more. In addition to that, if we scroll over a little bit, they have Hypothesis Generation right here, which is a multi-agent research tool simulating the scientific method to identify gaps and generate new hypotheses. They have Computational Discovery, which is an agentic research engine that generates and scores code variations to help discover models and accelerate iteration. And they have a bunch of other things that you've probably already seen before, like Stitch, Pomeli, Google Flow, Project Genie. They have CC in here. They have all these different tools. Now, a few things I do want to make sure that you're aware of. If it says learn more right here, when you actually click into this, more likely than not, what this means is either one, whatever different Gemini level of access you have might not have access to this yet, or there might be a wait list. For example, with this one, I'm like 99% sure that there's a wait list here. Yep. So if we actually click right here, we could see that it's a waitlist, and that's why I don't have access yet. So if you want to join the waitlist, make sure that you actually click any of these. And if you haven't, I would strongly suggest that you go to labs.google in order to actually look and see what things that they have that are new now. Because like I said, they've updated this with a ton of new things. Now, the next update I wanted to make sure that you're aware of is probably something that you haven't seen yet. So now when you come inside of images on Gemini, we're going to see that this is now officially upgraded with Nano Banana 2. For some reason, it wasn't upgraded for a pretty long time, and we could see that this now comes with a bunch of different styles right here that we could check out if we wanted to. For example, they have things around yogi, zen, jump, arcade. They have a bunch of different things like skate. There's literally tons of these. In addition to that, what you're now able to do is describe whatever image you want, and you're able to edit whatever image you want. And this is going to be much faster because Nano Banana 2 is actually going to be powered by the Gemini 3.1 Flash image. So if you're using this from AI Studio or you're accessing this via the API, here's what you're going to want to pay attention to. Gemini 2.5 Flash image. This is the old model right here. This is just going to be Nano Banana. If we look at Nano Banana 2, it's going to be Gemini 3.1 Flash image. This model is high efficiency and it's optimized for speed and high volume developer use cases. In addition to that, Nano Banana Pro is going to be, if you use Gemini 3 Pro image, this is designed for professional asset production utilizing advanced thinking to follow complex instructions. So if you have incredibly complex instructions on the image you're creating, you're going to want to use Nano Banana Pro. Otherwise, you're going to want to use Nano Banana 2. I would just ignore Nano Banana because it's really not that good. Now, if you want to get way better results from the images that you're going to be creating, for example, let's say that I wanted to make an image about a Ferrari F40. I could just put this in here and it will give me a fine image. But if I want to really get a professional image, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this prompt right here. I'm going to come over into this Chrome extension that I have right here called the My Prompt Buddy Prompt Optimizer. And what this is going to allow me to do is we could see I could actually access this from inside of Gemini. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to change this over to an AI image. I'm going to put my current prompt. My ideal output is a professional grade photo of a Ferrari F40 in red. And I'm going to click on optimize prompt. And now what this is going to do is this is going to give me a way better prompt than just typing in what I wanted. Now, most people are just too lazy to go through and actually think of something like this. So we have subject and scene, we have style and artistic influence, composition and framing, lighting and atmosphere, technical details, and negative prompts. Now, what we're actually able to do is we're able to copy this, and we could do this from directly inside of Gemini. And I want to show you the difference here. So look, this is what this made me. This is terrible. This is not what I wanted because I didn't tell it what I wanted. So now I'd be wasting my time trying to edit it, get it to remake it, where instead, had I just used my prompt buddy to begin with, I would have a real prompt right here. I'd be able to paste this in, and the result that we get is literally 100 times better. And now look, now we have the perfect image. Again, if I just left it up to Nano Banana, I would be lost here. I'd be stressed out. I'd be going back and forth. I would be so annoyed. But now look at this. We have a beautiful image for a beautiful car, and I can't wait for the day that I own one of these. Now, the best part about My Prompt Buddy is that if you go to the pinned comment below, you could get started with it today for free. This tool is going to help you get way more out of Google Gemini, and quite frankly, you'd be a fool to not be using this because otherwise you're going to be going back and forth with it, wasting time and not getting the results that you want when you could just simply shortcut to the right answer. That sounds interesting. Go to that pinned comment below, get started with it today. Now, the last thing that we need to talk about is going to be their new Spark feature right here. This is incredible. If you have not used this yet, I would strongly suggest you get on this. Essentially, what Gemini has created is a 24/7 AI automation agent. We could see what things are trending here. For example, getting this to declutter your inbox. If we click on this, it actually puts a prompt right here. This is going to scan today's Gmail inbox, evaluating each individual message with threads, not just thread level summaries. It's going to categorize each message, surface, drive permission requests with shareable links. It's going to do a bunch of other stuff here, which is incredible. And guess what? We could actually set this up so this happens at whatever cadence we want. Or maybe we want to deep dive on topics. This will actually go through all the different topics that we suggest, and it'll share a final output with me in a chat and preserve a record of it inside of Google Docs. If we come over here, we could get a custom news digest, which is incredible. Again, you just use these prompts and then you just change it a little bit. Now, in terms of actually automating things, you're going to click on schedules right here. You could create things with Gemini by literally just describing what you wanted to do, what files you wanted to access, what skills and different apps you wanted to access, or what you could do, which I personally like to do, is actually just come over here, click on schedules and create them manually, because you can name your schedule. You could choose when you want it to run, how often you want it to run, at what time you want it to run. In addition to that, you can give it different instructions automations, and this will actually have access to all of the different apps that you have connected, your daily brief, and your memory. So if we come over here into connected apps, we could see that we could hook this up to YouTube, we could hook this up to our search, we could hook this up to Canva, we could hook it up to OpenTable, Instacart, Contacts. You could hook it up to all of these different tools: Gmail, Google Docs, Google Keep, Google Tasks, Google Drive, Google Calendar, and this is pretty awesome right here. And essentially what this allows you to do is build out these automations. In addition to be able to schedule things, you also have skills right here. So again, this tells us a bunch of different skills that we could actually use right here, like prepping for meetings, getting more perspectives, focusing our energy, matching our writing style. And you could either create these skills with Gemini, or you could create them manually right here. I would strongly suggest actually creating these with Gemini, because these are going to be creating MD files. And essentially what a skill is it's an SOP, or a standard operating procedure. So instead of Gemini hallucinating, instead of Gemini going off the reservation, doing whatever it wants, it will very strictly follow whatever directions are inside of these skills, so that you get the same exact result every single time that you do something. For example, if you're doing the daily news digest and you want it in a specific way, or if you're writing scripts or writing emails, you want it done in a specific way, or you're giving feedback on something, you want it done in a specific way, you could train Gemini on how to do that so that it never deviates from the process. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn about other updates that Google Gemini just launched, I would strongly suggest check out this video right here that's going to walk you through each and every one of those updates. I'll see you over there.